And no one, I mean no one, is paying to see Angel Reese attempt to play basketball. Hell, not even Mama Reese is paying to watch this live.
Alright, settle in, because the WNBA drama is reaching levels nobody expected, and it's all swirling around Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and the Chicago Sky's bizarre start to the season. We're talking about a situation so strange, it feels less like a professional sports league and more like a reality show where the script just keeps getting crazier. The Chicago Sky, Angel Reese's team, somehow have the exact same number of wins as the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark's team, and this is happening while Caitlin Clark is sidelined with an injury, and her team's offense has reportedly looked completely lost and messy without her on the court. While the Fever struggle and lose games without their biggest star, reports say Angel Reese is out here laughing, seeming to find the whole thing pretty funny. It's like she just opened a joke book, and the first page was the Indiana Fever's current record without Clark. You're watching WNBA Scoop, and we're breaking down why Angel Reese is reportedly laughing at the Fever's struggles, why this strange situation is highlighting some uncomfortable truths about the WNBA this season, and why, for many people watching, it feels like the league is just ignoring these bizarre optics and the drama surrounding its most talked about players. Get ready, because this season is turning into something wilder than anyone predicted.
You can't tell me that the Caitlin Clark effect isn't real. You knew when news broke yesterday that Caitlin Clark was going to be out for a few weeks, that ticket prices were going to go down, but I never expected them to go down 71% for the rivalry game.
This whole strange situation with the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese's team, and the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark's team, both having the same low number of wins, is something that just doesn't make sense to a lot of people who follow basketball, especially given the talent levels on the teams. People are looking at the standings and saying, there's not a world where that should ever be a thing right now. Meaning it's crazy and looks bad for the Fever, a team expected to be much better because they have Caitlin Clark and other talented players, are winning just as little as the Sky, a team that has had its own problems this season and wasn't expected to win a lot of games. People are saying, I don't give a damn if Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are out. Meaning, even with some players sidelined for Indiana due to injuries, it's still surprising and looks really bad for the Fever that they are winning so few games and are tied in the standings with the Sky, a team many thought they should be winning more games than, even with some players out.
Indiana Fever ticket prices to games over the next 2 weeks have dropped 42%. Since Caitlin Clark's injury announcement, an average ticket price of $137, all the way down to $80. People are selling their tickets, definitely can't get face value, so what do? They just continue to lower and lower and lower and lower.
And in the middle of all this strangeness, with Caitlin Clark sidelined because of a quad injury, and her team, the Fever, reportedly looking lost and confused on offense, like they're having major problems figuring out how to score points smoothly and play together as a team without her setting everything up, Angel Reese is reportedly finding it all pretty funny. Reports say she's out here laughing, seeming amused by the Fever's struggles and their losses since Caitlin Clark got injured and has been out of the lineup. People are saying the Fever's offense without Clark looks like it has no spacing, no rhythm, just vibes and missed layups, meaning the players aren't spaced out correctly on the court to get good shots. They're not playing together smoothly as a team, and they're just missing a lot of easy shots near the basket. It looks to people watching like they're watching five strangers panic in an escape room, meaning the players look confused and don't know what to do on offense when the pressure is on and their main play caller isn't there. And Angel Reese, reports say, is reportedly finding this whole situation with the Fever's offensive struggles and losses amusing, like it's premium courtside comedy, which means it's the best kind of funny because it's happening right in front of her, to her rival's team, and it's making the team with all the hype and the biggest star look bad by losing games they were expected to win.
Sky relocated the game to the United Center, the home of the Chicago Bulls and the largest arena in the NBA, expecting a marquee matchup between Clark and Sky forward Angel Reese. Now here's where it gets sweet, all right? It gets real interesting right here. However, uncertainty looms as ticket prices for the game have plummeted dramatically following Clark's injury announcement. Oh my goodness. Since it became likely she will miss the June 7th game, ticket prices have dropped a staggering 71%. Oh my goodness. Following from an entry price of $86 to just $25 according to Tick.
She's reportedly laughing at the fact that without Caitlin Clark, the team that everyone expected to be a top team and win a lot of games because of their big star player is losing games and looks like it's having major problems on the court. People are saying she's reportedly laughing because the Fever team without Clark looks less like a skilled winning basketball team and more like a group project gone horribly wrong, meaning it's messy, unorganized, and not working together well, like a school project nobody wants to be a part of and that isn't going to be finished right or on time. People are even bringing up another team, the Dallas Wings, and saying that maybe the Wings are even worse than the Fever right now, which is saying a lot and shows how much they think the Fever are struggling. But the big surprise, and what's reportedly making Angel Reese laugh, is that the Chicago Sky, her own team, and the Dallas Wings have reportedly officially tied the Indiana Fever in wins. This means Angel Reese's team, which wasn't expected to be great at all, is doing just as well in terms of winning games as the team that was supposed to be a top team because they have the biggest star in the league and all the hype.
I told you earlier, these WNBA franchises that moved games like the Chicago Sky to the United Arena, you're screwed. You're done. You're cooked. Nobody is going to show up to this thing. Chicago Sky can't sell out their own 9,000-something seat arena like it is. They couldn't when they were kind of decent. They're a dumpster fire now. And now that Caitlin Clark is injured, the ticket prices for the Fever and Sky game just plummeted to Hades.
People are saying the Chicago Sky Angel Reese's team are reportedly just one joke off being what one person predicted as a 6-seed team, which is not seen as a good spot for a team and means they weren't expected to be very good this season. But the Indiana Fever, ladies and gentlemen, were expected to be much, much better. They were a team that people said was so loaded with young talent that you'd think they were forged in a lab with championship DNA, meaning they have a lot of young, skilled players who should be winning championships, and a lot of hype around the team that made people think they would be a top team from the start. And yet, here we are, people are counting a grand total of just 2 wins for the Fever so far this season, which just so happens to be the exact same low number of wins as the Chicago Sky Angel Reese's team. Yes, the Sky, the same team that people are saying is treating Angel Reese like she's just a player on a pinball machine, meaning her coach is moving her around the court a lot, trying to find a place where she plays well and fits in, but it's not really working consistently and she's struggling to find her role.
We know that wherever she goes, she's selling out arenas. The ticket prices skyrocket. Like, even trying to get tickets to cover Hawkeye Arena when they played the Brazilian national team at her old school was just insane prices. If she's going on the road, wherever she's going, ticket sales jumped by 140%. Average is $312.
People are pointing out that every time any of these Fever players or coaches were interviewed, especially before the season started and everyone was excited about the team, all they talked about was how the Indiana Fever were going to play a fast-paced basketball style, running up and down the court quickly and scoring a lot of points, but people watching feel like they haven't really seen that happen yet, and the team is struggling to score and win games consistently, especially without Clark making the offense go and creating opportunities for others.
The WNBA will be reliant on their other stars to maintain the interest of the mainstream. With Angel Reese being the only player with mainstream name recognition, most of the pressure, it is going to be on her to perform. And we have plenty of evidence that proves Angel Reese is not qualified to...
Angel Reese, meanwhile, has reportedly had a really chaotic season herself. People are saying it's been so messy and unpredictable, her time on the court might as well be sponsored by medicine you take for motion sickness, because her season has been a wild, up-and-down ride with strange moments on the court and off. She's reportedly been benched during games, moved to different spots on the court, and put in different lineups like a little kid playing a basketball video game and just randomly picking players and positions. And even though her own season has been confusing and maybe not as good as some people expected for a player with so much fame, she's reportedly giggling on the sidelines like she just watched a super funny TV show. Why? Because even with all her own problems on the court, her team, the Chicago Sky, are somehow winning just as many games as the Indiana Fever, the team with the biggest star and all the hype. People are saying, now that my friends is comedy gold, it's funny to them that the team that everyone expected to be a top team because of their star player is winning just as much as the team that was expected to struggle.
Caitlin Clark could be projected to be $1 billion revenue maker for the WNBA this year. Now, obviously, the WNBA won't see that money, won't see most of that money, and it's not just in the WNBA, but it's all of her sponsorships, it's all of her appearances, it's all that stuff. But according to the projections, we're looking at $875 million could easily eclipse $1 billion on her economic impact. Caitlin Clark entering the league last year was responsible for 26.5% of all of their economic activity. So revenue from merchandise, which again, with the CBA as it is currently, she doesn't see a dime of any of that. TV, and then ticket sales, obviously, which again, they don't get anything.
People are talking about the Sky's coach, Tyler Marsh, and how he might have changed how Angel Reese is playing this year. Maybe trying to make her a player who brings the ball up the court more and makes plays from the top instead of just playing near the basket, where she's known for rebounding and scoring close up. People are saying that people who bet on games might need to change how they bet, because the Sky and the Fever are playing differently than people thought they would. People are joking that Angel Reese is missing her first shot in games so often, they're counting the days, and it's been 6 days in a row where she missed her first shot in the game. People are saying the people who joke about this are diabolical, meaning they're funny in a mean or clever way, for pointing out how often she's missing shots and struggling to score efficiently.
People might be saying, oh, well, the teams aren't really going to suffer. They already sold the tickets. No. You don't understand. If the Chicago Sky moved into the United Center, and let's say resale-wise, they sold all 19,000, well, when only 9 to 10,000 show up, they're losing merchandise sales, they're losing food sales, they're losing beverage sales. They're losing big. They took a big gamble to get into that arena, and they're losing big because it's not going to be full, and those people aren't going to be buying things.
People think that with a player like Caitlin Clark, who broke scoring records in college like they were made of glass and stale breadsticks, meaning they were easy to break and didn't put up a fight, the Fever should be winning a lot more games easily. They think the Fever got a golden lottery ticket by drafting her because of her amazing talent and ability to bring excitement. But instead of having a strong offense that wins games easily, people say their offense without Clark looks like people arguing in a group chat, loud, messy, and not really getting anywhere towards winning the game. People are saying that even though Clark has been scoring a lot and making great passes, her team has still been losing close games, which counts as a loss, not a win that helps the team move up.
The ticket prices. This does not shock me at all. What did I say earlier? The WNBA was about to F around and find out, and these rival teams were going to be in a lot of trouble. Well, they're finding out. Kathy Engelbert, WNBA, you better start putting some respect on Fever fans' names, Caitlin Clark's name. Otherwise, this league, we got to remember, they lost $40 million still last year. All right? They're getting a new media rights deal. That thing won't be worth shit if Caitlin Clark was to either get really injured and couldn't play, or decided to just say, I'm not going to play here anymore, I'm going overseas.
People are saying, let's not ignore the Caitlin-sized elephant in the room, meaning everyone knows she's a huge deal and her injury is important. Yes, she's injured now and not playing, but people are saying that even before she got hurt, let's not pretend the Fever were easily winning games and dominating the league like they were the best team in basketball. People felt they were struggling and losing close games even with Clark playing. People are saying, yes, they lost close games, and winning close games is a sign of a good team. But a loss is still a loss, not something to feel good about. People who watch the Fever closely say that when they lose, even close games, it shows that the team has problems that were there before and weren't fixed yet. problems with how the team plays together and finishes games.
The jerseys, the number 22, the various styles, whether it's a T-shirt with 22, whether it's an Iowa jersey, whether it's a Fever jersey, a throwback, I mean, whatever. The amount of people in yellow 22 apparel is stunning. It is more than Peyton Manning ever had, leading the Colts to a Super Bowl. It's more than Reggie, more than anybody I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like it. Now she's not going to play, so I'm curious, are we going to have sellout crowds? Are the Pacers going to draw the attention nationally when they play the Sky or the Liberty or the Sun or whoever?
What makes this whole situation even more confusing and, some say, absurd, is that the Indiana Fever are not some new team made up of people who don't know how to play basketball. The Indiana Fever are stacked, meaning they have a lot of very talented players. People are saying they have Caitlin Clark, who can make plays and score a lot, Aaliyah Boston, who is a strong player near the basket, other players who can actually make shots, and players who can play defense. But even with all that talent, people are saying it's like watching a very fast, expensive car trying to drive backwards in traffic. It's not working like it should, and they're not winning games like they should be. Meanwhile, people are saying the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese's team, looks like they are being held together with things like duct tape and hope, meaning they don't have as much talent as the Fever and shouldn't be winning many games.
Reese and the WNBA have been using race to bring awareness to an incredibly bad product. Once you remove Caitlin Clark from the equation, there's no reason for people to watch this league, which is why people haven't been watching Angel Reese throughout her career.
But somehow, even with less talent and their own problems, the Sky are winning just as many games as the Fever. People are saying Angel Reese isn't scoring a lot, and her play isn't always great, but because nobody expected the Sky to be really good, being just okay and winning 2 games feels like they're doing better than expected, and it feels like a win for them. But the Fever, they were supposed to be a top team, and they're not winning like one. They're winning the same number of games as a team that wasn't expected to be good. People are saying that if Angel Reese gets a certain number of rebounds and points, a double-double, her team often loses, like it happens almost every time. People are saying this happens so often, it's like it's planned. People are saying that even though Caitlin is out, the real problem might be with the WNBA itself, because they put all their hopes on one player, and now that she's hurt, the plan isn't working. They're saying that the fact that the Fever, with all their talent, only having 2 wins, the same as the Sky, shows that something isn't working right, and maybe it's a problem with the coaching or the way the team is playing together, not just because Clark is out for a short time.
Without the NBA giving their yearly donation, this league would have folded years ago. And that's the part that bothers me about the organization, the owners, the players. This inflated ego, thinking, oh, we built this. You didn't build nothing. You're just getting by the NBA charity check. And with this mentality, they have these inflated egos, and they're stuck in their ways. They think their way is the right way. This is going to be successful, and it failed for decades. Finally, a player that's worth paying the money for it. Caitlin Clark comes along. What do, WNBA? You beat her up. You treat her like crap. You treat her like she's dog.
People are saying that Angel Reese laughing isn't just because she finds it funny that the Fever are losing. It's also part of how she acts to get attention and stay in the spotlight. People are saying it's a way for her to stay relevant and keep people talking about her. People are saying that even though her own team is doing just as badly as the team with the biggest star, Angel Reese is reportedly laughing because she sees that the team that was expected to be a top team because of Caitlin Clark is winning just as much as her team, which wasn't expected to be a top team. People are saying it's like she's thinking, see, even without the big star, they're not that much better than us. People think this shows that maybe the Fever team isn't as good as people thought, or that the Sky team is doing better than expected, or maybe a mix of both. People are saying that this season is full of surprises and that you never know what's going to happen, which makes it interesting for some fans, but also makes the league look like it doesn't have a clear plan and is just messy. Angel Reese laughing through it all, even when her own team isn't playing great, might just show how strange and unpredictable this season is turning out to be. People are saying that the Fever team, even with all their talent, is struggling to win games, and their coach might be making some decisions that people don't understand or agree with. People are joking that the coach is using a magic 8-ball to decide who plays or what plays to run, instead of using a real plan, because the team isn't playing well together. They are saying the team has talented players, but they're not playing well together as a team. People are saying the team is missing a lot of important things, like good teamwork, good plans, and making the right plays at the end of games. People are also pointing out that the WNBA made a big deal about Caitlin Clark before the season started, putting her in commercials and talking about her everywhere. They made it seem like she was going to change the league and bring in huge numbers of fans. And she did bring a lot of attention and people watching. But now that she's hurt and her team is losing, the league's big plan is looking shaky. People are saying that the league is now showing videos of Angel Reese doing things online while the Fever are losing, like they're trying to get attention that way. People are saying that Clark being out is like a moment where the league's big plan is falling apart because they relied too much on just one player. People are saying that Caitlin Clark was the big player who everyone thought would save the league and bring in huge numbers of viewers and make the league much bigger. And now she's hurt and her team is losing, and the league is trying to figure out what to do to keep people watching and keep the excitement going. People are saying that a team with this much talent, like the Fever, only having 2 wins and being tied with the Sky, shows that something isn't working right, and maybe it's a problem with the coaching or the way the team is playing together, not just because Clark is out for a short time. People are saying that Angel Reese laughing isn't just because she finds it funny that the Fever are losing. It's also part of how she acts to get attention and stay in the spotlight. People are saying it's a way for her to stay relevant and keep people talking about her. People are saying that even though her own team is doing just as badly as the team with the biggest star, Angel Reese is reportedly laughing because she sees that the team that was expected to be a top team because of Caitlin Clark is winning just as much as her team, which wasn't expected to be a top team. People are saying it's like she's thinking, see, even without the big star, they're not that much better than us. People think this shows that maybe the Fever team isn't as good as people thought, or that the Sky team is doing better than expected, or maybe a mix of both. People are saying that this season is full of surprises and that you never know what's going to happen, which makes it interesting for some fans, but also makes the league look like it doesn't have a clear plan and is just messy. Angel Reese laughing through it all, even when her own team isn't playing great, might just show how strange and unpredictable this season is turning out to be.